Hi, Caitlin. It's Fancy, and I know you've had some technical difficulties this week that have prevented you from posting. But posting early can really help you not feel so stressed out at the end as we're nearing the deadline for the assignment. I see that you're trying to use all three required strategies in one design, and we can make an argument that you've done that. Here's your interpenetration. Though I don't think that it's reciprocated. We have light and dark, but we don't necessarily have dark and light, not in the same way. You say you have points of emphasis. So points of emphasis will gradate away from themselves, so dark gradating to light, light gradating to dark. And I'm not sure that I'm seeing this. It would be helpful if you're more descriptive in your process when you post to the forum, just like you are in critique. And then you say you have visual pathways, so gradation. So it looks like you have single visual pathways, but I'm wondering if it's something with your file because it seems really dark. I don't see a lot of light lights. It's really, really on the dark end. I see this here, and it's just one continuous black line on my end anyway. See another single visual pathway, again, completely flat black. Little one over here, and maybe kind of a dark triangle over here. So then I see some double visual pathways, and there are some, if this is a pathway here that kind of angles back on itself, then you do have gradation happening. So kind of starting with the darker values of your scale, moving to light, moving to lighter still, and then reversing in direction and value and moving back to dark. However, it's not gradating as successfully as it could. The darker values start out really nice with low contrast values next to each other, so steps that are next to each other on the lower end of the scale. And then you move into the dark grays and the lighter middle grays and the light middle grays. Especially in the middle grays, these steps are too contrasting. They're going to create overallness. They need to be closer to each other in the value scale. So this looks like it could have, several steps in between this step and this step. So you need to be working with steps that are next to each other in the color or in the value scale. These steps are too far apart, and then it never moves to light necessarily. I don't see any of your white lights, so you're lighter into the scale. So you do have a lot of work to do before the deadline tonight. Also remember you can shoot for the late submission deadline, which is Sunday at 8 p.m. if you need extra time. And you can post during that time for feedback. The forum does not close. So what you might want to do is just concentrate on successful single and double visual pathways. So again, you need to work with the entire range of your scale. Not in every pathway, but in some of the lengthier pathways, you need to see that nice gradation from light to dark or dark to light. In the shorter segments of the pathways, of course, you can use a smaller section of your scale. This needs to gradate, it doesn't. And then once you get the pathways worked out, then maybe you can use a secondary strategy of interpenetration. That seems to work well for people. And go from there. I hope you can post again. I look forward to seeing the next one. And do take time to look through the optional forum. It's pretty amazing how people go from a design they aren't happy with to something that they are happy with. But it does take several tries.